I hope you read this message before starting your trip. If you didn't, pull over and read it now. If you did, congrats. Here are some rules to ensure your survival throughout your drive. 1. Do not stop at a gas station that is not a Shell, Love's, Pilot, Racetrack, or Quick Trip. Trust me on this. The rest aren't human. 2. If you get pulled over by police for any reason, check their badge. If they don't have one, immediately refer to Rule 10. 3. If it begins to rain, turn off all music or anything that may distract you. They are out now. 4. If there is lightning, quickly go to any place stated in Rule 1. 4.
If thunder lightning, we happy not hungry. Leave car.
5. If your tire gets flat while it's raining, do not, under any circumstance, leave your car. Wait until the rain stops. They are full.
5. If tire pop, go out, shout help. You get help.
6. If you get hungry, go to a common and trusted fast food spot, like a McDonald's. Never go to a family-owned restaurant or a walk-in.
6.
Visit family restaurant, walk in.
We nice good food.
7. When entering a new state, head to the rest area even if you don't need to do anything. Stay away from the truck drivers. You will know who they are when you see them. This is for your own survival. If they speak to you, I'm very sorry, but you have been chosen for the game. It is a game of hide and seek. You'll get a 5-minute head start, and you need to stay there for 10 minutes. So I recommend getting comfortable.
7.
Talk to all truck driver you see. 8. After you pass a water tower shaped like an apple, a lady will stop you, asking for a ride. Do not interact with her in any way or form. Look straight ahead. She will be persistent, tapping you, maybe even kicking your car. You must not retaliate, or you will experience things I can't even bring myself to write. After a grueling 5 minutes, she will damage your car in some way. It might be mild or extreme, but I'm sure you'll be able to arrive at your destination.
8. Give nice lady ride.
9. On the last 10 minutes of your trip, you will be on a gravel road with weeping willow trees. If the trees start bleeding and it rains blood, you have either made them upset or failed to follow a rule. Either way, refer to Rule 10. If everything remains normal, you may enjoy the rest of your trip with a normal ride back. 10. Turn around and immediately but calmly leave. Flee to a place that you can stay, but it must not be your home. They will take note of this. Stay for 6 days, but on dawn of the 7th day, leave and don't turn back. You don't want to know what happens if you stay longer. 10. Go home. Writer's note. They might get a hold of this. If they do, know that they don't have great grammar and love smiley faces. Whatever the correct message is, listen to it. If it gets deleted, do the exact opposite of what they wrote. They might even change this.
Everything is wrong.
Listen to us. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Please don't be afraid. It's not real and only made up on a car ride. If you are reading this, the spores have arrived. Thankfully, the SCD, Spore Control Department, has sensors outside the safe zone, which will allow you 5 minutes warning minimum. These rules are for your survival. 1. Close the door. Reinforce the area and take stock of your supplies. Infected will try to enter through violence. Fear not, your building complex is durable. 2. In the event you are outside when the sirens go off, immediately return to your home. The ideal time is within 5 minutes. If you see red dots in the air, it's too late. Consult Rule 12. 3. Don't let them indoors after 5 minutes. No matter how much they beg or scream, remember, it's too late for them. 4. Don't drink the water unless the TV or SCD personnel confirm its safety. Spores can't survive for longer than 6 hours without a host in water, or our current conditions. After the storm, the water will be filtered. You'll be fine. 5. If someone comes to your door claiming to be SCD personnel, make sure they are wearing a hazmat with an intact wax seal. If they don't meet these requirements, ignore them. 6. Ignore the flames and the screaming. SCD personnel are merely preventing the spores from lasting a long time. 7. Our personnel will not ask you to leave or to come in. If they do, ignore them. 8. If an SCD employee tells you that a swarm is coming, in both cases, consult Rule 10. 9. If you notice any damage to your housing, or an SCD personnel informs you that it's damaged, that exposes the outside world, consult Rule 10. 10. Lock yourself in an undamaged room, then hide. Turn off the lights. Wait for the spores to pass. Be silent and move as little as possible. If they manage to break in, consult Rule 12. 11. You will know it is safe when the TV and the sirens say so. Don't trust anyone outside who says it is safe. 12. If you suspect yourself to be infected, please report to the nearest SCD official. There they will mitigate the threat. It will be quick. It has been challenging since these spores have appeared. 98% of the world population is dead. The firebombing of infected cities, the warlords, and diseases. The New Earth Republic is humanity's last shot of rebuilding. Hold strong, survivors. New Taos SCD Director Briar Lane, signing off. You're just trying to do your thing at home during the night when suddenly you hear barking outside your door. But your dog is inside with you. Or you don't have any pets. The point is that the thing barking outside your door isn't your pet. Follow these rules to survive. 1. Unlock your door, but under no circumstances should you open it. This will be explained later. 2. Do not make any noise. It has good hearing, just like dogs. 3. Do not look outside. If you see it, there's nothing that can be done to help you. 4. Turn off all lights and get in your bed. Also, cover yourself with a blanket. Do not sleep. If you fall asleep, then it'll follow you into your dream before devouring you. 5. When it becomes midnight, it'll open your door and get inside your room. If you didn't follow Rule 1, then it will break in, and you will meet your end. If you have any pets inside the room, then we're sorry. Try to ignore the cries of your pet if you want to live. 6. Pretend to sleep. It'll look around before trying to enter your dream. It'll leave when it realizes it can't enter your dream. 7. After it leaves, sleep. It won't leave your house until morning. Even a slight conscious movement will alert it, and you will meet your doom. You can always try to stay absolutely still until morning, but it's almost impossible with all the noise it makes. 8. Once it's morning, report the incident to an UDA office, and we'll take care of it. The UDA.
You're at an awesome party, but you're all alone. You want to talk to others, but there's a strange force inside you telling you not to. Trust that force, since it's your only tool to survive, other than these rules. 1. Do not talk to anyone. They can't help you. You don't want to drag them into your mess. 2. Don't leave the party. It will know. It doesn't go easy on those who leave too early. When to leave is mentioned in further rules. 3. Do not drink any drinks. They're all spiked. Stick to good old unopened bottled water. 4. Do not eat anything. It's also drugged. No matter how hungry you are, don't eat. Anything you brought from home should be fine. 5. Do not enter the dance floor. That crowd is where it mostly lurks and hunts its prey. 6. After some time, an attractive man/woman will ask you to dance with them. Politely refuse and make your way towards the exit, unless they are wearing black. If they're wearing black, then follow Rule 7. Otherwise, ignore Rule 7. 7. Do not go in for the kiss. No matter how tempting it may be, thank them after the dance and make your way towards the exit. 8. Do not look back. No matter what happens, whether it be your friends calling you or someone screaming for help, you must keep going forward. 9. When you go through the exit, there will be 3 doors you can go through. It's the last trick of this unnatural. Only one of these doors will lead you to safety. The other doors will either lead you to death or a challenge you must complete to get to safety. If your heart is pure, then the force inside you will lead you to safety. If it isn't, then it'll lead you to one of the other doors. There's no info on the challenge, so if you survive one, then give us a detailed report about it. We'll pay you. 10. It was a party, so it's probably at night. Go home and rest up. Report the incident to one of the UDA offices in the morning after it opens. We'll take care of it. The UDA. Emergency broadcast. This is not a drill. If you or a family member has seen a hand coming out of the sky, you are not alone, nor are you hallucinating. Several members of your community have reported seeing hands coming out of the sky. If the clouds are dark, listen to this message. 1. You have witnessed the hand of God. Stay indoors and do not go outside. 2. Do not pray. Pray alerts it of your location. 2A. Due to this, also put religious items outside of your house. 3. Do not try to attack it. Several government members shot it and died 10 minutes after the fact. 3A. If you have already attacked it, tell your family members you love them. You only have 10 minutes. Make it count. 4. Constantly check above your house for the hand. If it is, go to your nearest basement and don't look back. Take anybody near with you. If there's somebody else you forgot, it's too late. 4A. You will hear your house slowly fall apart after a while. After this, a loud screech will signify that the hand is going for other targets. It is not safe to go out yet. Wait about 5 hours. Then it is safe. If you go out, you might be hit by falling debris. 5. It will leave in about 15 hours to another neighborhood. After 15 hours, call 911 and say, "We need a cleanup at..." Debris are still present and will be cleaned up by police and firemen. 6. If one of your family members gets abducted, do not pray. State 2 for more information about praying. You will see their body parts flung at a random location near your used-to-be house in about 3 days.
7. Pray it your only option.
7. Electronics should be turned off. Its rays will alert it of your location. 8. Stay together. If there is a hand above you, you won't have trouble getting everybody. This message will repeat one more time. To whichever unfortunate lad who's currently reading this, I'd first like to start with an apology. You were never supposed to end up here. By the time you're reading this, I'm most likely already dead. In this journal is a list of rules to follow if you want to prolong your survival. If you look around, you should be in a cabin in the woods, and outside should be a snowy winter landscape. If one or both of these are not true, I'm not sure if these rules will provide any help. General rules. Rule 1. Keep warm. This should go without saying, but you want to keep warm. There's a nice cozy fireplace and some blankets, so try to keep the fire running. If you don't know how to get a fire started traditionally, there's a lighter under the bed. Rule 2. Don't starve. Should also go without saying, but don't starve to death. Nothing except some forms of flowers and trees grow here, so you're gonna have to live off of hunting. If you're a vegan or don't know how to hunt, I'm sorry, but you're out of luck. There should be a dagger and a bow near the lighter. Rule 3. Ignore the crying. Time to time, you might hear crying outside of your cabin, or while you're out hunting. Don't make any sudden movements or noises. Do not try to investigate the source of the noise. Leave the premises as quietly and quickly as you can. Rule 4. Your cabin is your safe house. Nothing is allowed to enter unless you allow it to. So be very careful of what you allow into your house. Keeping the door open, even unintentionally, is considered allowing someone to enter your home. Rule 5. Make sure to maintain your cabin. Make sure to fix any holes or leaks in the cabin, if possible. You don't want to be too cold, and if the hole gets big enough, it could be considered an entrance and trigger Rule 4. Rule 6. The toilet is the bucket near the side of the bed. I know, gross. Once you're done with your business, make sure to dump it far away. Nothing will happen if you don't, but it's gross to dump it near the cabin. Rule 7. Don't trust the other survivors. There are others out there, but the chances of you ever finding someone is low. If they're insistent on getting inside of your cabin for any reason at all, ignore them. Don't be a hero. If outside, do not let them follow you home. Kill them if necessary. Rule 8. Watch out for blizzards. Aside from freezing to death, there's one more reason to avoid blizzards. Or they take you into the second layer of this area, and you do not want to be there. There are a few ways to predict a blizzard. Rule 8A. Snow wraiths. Snow wraiths tend to take the form of extremely beautiful women, but can also take the form of a close loved one. They lead people into blizzards and are often sign of something more sinister in the vicinity. Do not listen to them, and you should be fine. Rule 8B. It never stops snowing. If at any point it stops snowing, a blizzard will appear within 5 minutes. This will always be the case, with the exception of running into a snow wraith. They don't want you to know you're walking into a blizzard. Head inside the cabin or any other shelter immediately. Rule 8C. Blizzards are localized. If an area seems to be snowing heavier than another area without the snow stopping, it means a blizzard is already in progress. Avoid stepping into the blizzard, if possible. Rule 9. Don't leave the cabin with this journal. They know how to write. I don't want any of those creatures out there to trick any others into following rules they've made up. They aren't allowed into the cabin, so unless you've messed up Rule 5 or 4, keep the journal inside the cabin. Rule 10. Never end your own life. I understand. Things happen. It's going to be tough. The dagger isn't for taking your own life. It's to protect it. Do anything to prevent your death. Dying will allow them to steal more people. So if you find your life in jeopardy, I implore you to fight back with all the power you have in your body. As long as you're alive, you have a chance of making it out of here.
You were just relaxing in your home when suddenly you heard a strange noise in another room. But you're the only one in the house. Follow these rules
to survive. 1. Look outside your window. If everything is normal, then it's probably a real person, and you can deal with it normally. If it's night, even though there's a sun in the sky, follow the rest of the rules. 2. Get out of the house. This is the best way to survive. It can't follow you outside the house. Those would be the only rules, but in case you don't have any way to escape other than the front door, you will have to escape using it. 3. Get blindfolded. Seeing it will make you go insane. Use a black cloth and tape it hard enough so it doesn't fall. 4. Use the sounds to figure out where it is. It'll kill you if you go near it. It has bad eyesight, so you'll be fine as long as you don't get too near it. 5. Have stuff to throw around to distract it. Your best bet is to use sounds to get it away from the front door and make a run for it. 6. Don't go near its eggs. Its motherly instincts will result in certain death for you. 7. If you have no way to escape, you may call somebody else into the home and escape while it feeds on the person. This is only a last resort and not suggested. 8. Report it to an UDA office and don't go back to your house until we tell you it's safe to go back. We'll take care of it. The UDA. You spotted the mailman dropping the letter into your mailbox. But something is weird. What kind of mail comes at 3 a.m.? You must follow these instructions to ensure your safety. 1. Get the mail. Unlike with other unnaturals, you can't just hide this time. 2. Do not read the letter. This is the most crucial rule. What's written in the letter is incomprehensible to the human mind, and no one has survived after reading it. 3. How you proceed depends on the color of the letter. 3A. White. Tear it apart. You will be safe now. If you got this one, you're lucky, since this one is the easiest to survive. 3B. Yellow. Keep it in your pocket. Don't worry if you don't have a pocket. You will have one now. 3C. Red. Burn it on a campfire or stove. Don't worry, it won't burn to crisps. Don't worry about the fire going out either.
3D. Blue. Submerge it in water. Anything like a sink or bathtub will work. But we recommend buckets since you can run with them. 3E. Black. We're not sure what to do in this situation. If you happen to get this letter, please write your experience down on a paper. It's for the greater good. 4. Protect the letter. Don't leave it no matter what happens. You may ignore this rule if you followed 3A or 3E. 5. The letter may look like it's been destroyed or gone. Do not remove it from its place. It's a trick. 6. Do not pray. It gets stronger by your prayers. 7. Don't fall asleep. You can't protect the letter while you're asleep. 8. When it's finally the morning, the following will happen depending on the color of your letter. It means you're safe now. 8A. Yellow. Your pocket will get a hole in it, and the letter will fall out. 8B. Red. The fire will burn out. 8C. Blue. The water will evaporate. 9. If nothing from Rule 8 happens, but it's morning, it's a trick. Just keep waiting until something from Rule 8 happens. Ignore this rule if you followed Rule 3A or 3E. 10. If you've survived, go to one of our offices and report the incident. Also, submit the letter. We'll make sure it doesn't come after you again. The UDA. I do not have much time left. I'm leaving this note for whoever the black letter may target next. Let me start from the beginning. I'm John. I was hanging out with my friends while my parents were away. There were just 4 of us. Sally, Andrew, Alan, and me.
Is that a mailman?
Asked Alan, looking out of the window. Andrew joked about rules that were broadcasted the other day and how we must get the mail. We went along with it since it seemed fun. We shouldn't have done it. This is not a rule, but I wonder if just leaving the letter as it is would have been better. We opened the mail, and it was a black letter. Suddenly, all our surroundings turned red. We were all confused until we heard Sally say,
Why is the moon red?
Rule 1. Do not
look at the moon. We looked at Sally, and her eyeballs, they were red with blood. Sally started screaming, and we watched as her eyes dissolve into a bloody mess. Then we noticed a figure standing behind Sally. It was this tall, black creature with 6 of what seemed to be arms and 3 blood-red eyes. We suddenly ran back inside, away from the... What are we supposed to do? I asked both of them. They didn't answer. None of us knew what we should do.
Maybe drowning or burning the letter will work,
Andrew suggested. The bathroom is closer than the kitchen, so let's go there, said Alan. We ran to the bathroom. Rule 2. Do not go near mirrors. We reached the bathroom. Alan went to the sink to get the water. Suddenly, a hand came out of the mirror. It grabbed his head and dragged him into the mirror. We were terrified and ran into the kitchen.
This is the only way,
I heard before seeing Andrew stab the letter with a knife. Rule 3. Do not try to harm the letter. The knife flew out of his hand into his throat. The thing appeared from his blood. I managed to run away and find something to write this on. I'm currently hiding in the bedroom. I think it's getting closer. These are all the rules I could make out. If there is a God, I hope he protects me. Wait. Wasn't this mentioned in the rules? Stop. No. To the UDA. Hello, my name is John. I had previously received a black letter and wrote a few rules for whoever it targets next. I survived. I don't know how, but I did. I woke up in a forest, not too far away from the city. I was fine, mostly, except there was a huge claw mark on my leg. I made my way back to my home, where I found my phone and realized that it had been months since I was attacked. It seemed like the place was abandoned, and the dead bodies of my friends were gone too. I found medicine and used a band-aid on my leg, but it didn't help with the pain at all. I could go to the hospital, but I needed to see if I was the only one who made it through that night, or my friends survived too. So I made my way towards the nearest UDA office. You never know what might happen, so I grabbed a notebook and a pen on the way. I was limping and suddenly fell down. When I was getting up, I noticed a poster with rules. 1. Always
read which organization posted the rules. I wouldn't be in this situation if I had. I assumed that the rules are of the UDA. They are the only organization that posts rules after all. There was something off about it though. The doctor and receptionist kept getting called it. I didn't mind it much because getting rid of the pain is all I cared about. I took the poster and reached the UDA office. Then said the chant, hoping not to mess up the pronunciation, and entered. I followed the receptionist, got to the doctor, and signed the agreement. 2. Do not sign the agreement. It's a trap. I then went unconscious. When I woke up, I was no longer in pain, and my injury was healed. I thanked the doctor and went to the reception to report that I survived the black letter.
The UDA is closing now,
said the receptionist. What? I exclaimed.
All unnaturals have been killed. We just treat the after effects now,
replied the receptionist. I walked away. I read about the side effects, but it was still weird. I reached home and opened up the poster again. That's when I noticed that the rules were posted by UNF and not UDA. What the hell is UNF? I asked myself. I went on my computer and looked it up, but not a trace. Something was up, and I knew it. I quickly got out of my house when my neighbor stopped me. 3. Do not tell any of them where you're going. It asked me where I was going. I replied that I need to get some groceries and left. He didn't even ask where I was for months. Either it does not care, or it doesn't know. I went to the UDA office and chanted the phrase before entering the place. 4. If you've signed the agreement, don't try to go back. Suddenly, the wound appeared again, and it hurt much more than before. The doctor appeared in front of me suddenly. You figured it out, huh? It said. This is not the world I know, I replied. You're in pain. Let me heal you, it said. I was in too much pain, so I let it heal me. What is this place? I asked. This is a parallel world made by the OU. Everyone here is an unnatural, which is an exact copy of those in your world. It answered. What is the OU? I asked. Our Creator, our God, it replied. What is the UNF? I asked. A group of humans who worship our God, it replied. So, I fell into a trap set by the unnatural worshippers, huh? Why was I not able to go back? I asked. The agreement you signed forbids you from going back, it replied. I wasn't sure what to do. I think the doctor realized it too. Try to live your life here. This world has no unnaturals or crime. This is the perfect world any human can ask for. Your friends are dead, but they're alive in this world. Take this world as a blessing, it said to me. There will be people looking for me in the real world, I said. I was in front of the UDA. Of course they would have seen me disappear. When you entered that door to come here, your replica entered that door to go to your world. No one will look for you, it replied. Why are you helping me? I asked. It is my job to guide those who come into this world, it replied. Can you give me some time to process this? I requested. Take all the time you need, it said as it left. I took my notebook and started writing on the page. This is the page, if it isn't clear. I've written everything down. I'll be chanting and throwing this paper, hoping it reaches the real world. If you find it, hand it over to the UDA. Make sure to kill that thing pretending to be me. Stop UNF and make people aware not to follow its rules. If you can, get me back to the real world. Yours sincerely, John. I don't know how to say this, but I don't know where I am. I thought I did, but I'm not sure if it actually is. I'm writing this in hopes of helping someone in the future. Hope that help will never be needed. I was going to take a nocturnal flight, so as always, I came to the airport a few hours earlier in order to have time to do all of the procedures. It was around 12 a.m., so I was also very sleepy and tired when it all started. I was in the airport mall, waiting in some benches, when all of the activity started declining. Oh, everyone is going to sleep, I thought. I went to the bathroom, but when I got back to my waiting place, everything was still the same, except for the fact that there was no people there. Also, for some reason, I wasn't tired anymore. As if something made my sleepiness go away. I found a folded paper in my bags. It looked like someone folded it in a hurry and left. Weird. I did not hear anyone running when in the bathroom. I felt a cold breeze flow through my back. I unfolded the note.
You should not have come here, my friend. We will probably never meet, but I want you to have an easier time here. You must follow this note to the letter. Believe me, it's for your own good. 1. Follow the airport rules. This is self-explanatory. You don't want staff to be mad at you, do you? 2. Do not leave your luggage unattended, ever. There are some bad people at airports. You don't want yourself in trouble. 2A. If for whatever reason you did leave your luggage, get rid of it immediately. 3. Do not fall asleep. You don't want to miss your flight, right? There's one exception to this rule, though. Refer to Rule 10. 4. Lights will turn off sometime between 1:55 a.m. and 2:05 a.m. Be aware of this and give yourself enough time to find a safe place to be in. Refer to Rule 11. Don't fail, or else. 5. Act normal. I cannot stress this enough. If they find that you are not from here, it won't end well. Just don't act strange, paranoid, etc. 6. Don't eat anything unless you had it with you before being here, or its package is completely sealed. Getting sick here is a nightmare. 6A. Speaking of sick, never take any kind of medicine. Even if you had it with you before, it will make your suffering a lot worse. 7. Be careful in the bathrooms. You never know what you will find there. Only go there if absolutely necessary, or if you have to break Rule 3. Refer to Rule 10. 8. You may wander inside the mall, but never go out. Even if you are able to see the check-in stands of any airline, doing so will trap you in that zone, and surviving there is almost impossible. 8A. If you are able to see the stands, but don't recognize the airline, or its name/logo seems off, run as far and fast as possible from there. Remember, never get out of the mall. That is an even more dangerous zone than the normal check-in zone. 9. If you suddenly start experiencing weird things, such as hearing weird voices, feeling something touch you, feeling a cold breeze, or seeing faces/hands in windows, etc. Don't acknowledge them. You really don't want to see what they really are. 10. If staff starts telling people to take shelter for any reason, immediately run to the nearest bathroom. Lock yourself up inside a cabin. Make sure you're not visible from outside, and wait for the commotion to pass. After that, you must fall asleep. I almost fell for it. It is a trap, and you will be converted into one of them if you follow staff's orders. 11. A safe place is a zone where neither people or staff can notice you are not from this place. The best ones are waiting areas with low/medium numbers of people. Go there, and as long as you follow Rule 5, you should be good. 11A. Never go to waiting zones without people. Those are one of the most unsafe places to stay. 12. Never try to meet another person. It will only put yourself at risk. They will know and hunt you. I'm still trying to figure a way out. Hope you can do it, friend.
I was shocked. What was this? Is this real? I tried to make up my mind for a second. When it hit me, I felt a breeze just before opening the note. Upon realization, the breeze was there. Again. I didn't acknowledge it, and it soon was gone. I started wandering the mall, leaving my things behind, as Rule 2 said. I found some closed shops, and some people. Some were asleep though. Others were just minding their business, but their faces looked just a little off, as if they were trying to mimic human faces. I shivered just by seeing them. I tried to go back to where I was, but I couldn't. It was as if the mall itself had changed. Passengers who are going to board flight 127, please come to gate 21. Departure time, 2 a.m. An announcement interrupted. As I was trying to get myself to a safe zone, I didn't notice the clock above me. 1:59 a.m. Staff started yelling, "Everyone, to the basement. There's a huge tornado coming." Everyone started going to the basement. I was still processing what was happening, and then lights went out. All the sound suddenly stopped, and only a few slow steps could be heard. In my confusion, I saw a small, little figure at the end of the hallway. I ignored it, but a growling started to be heard from afar. In my panic, I started running in the opposite direction. That was what Rule 4 was. I didn't really understand the "don't fail or else" part
Until now, I was panicking, but trying to keep as calm as possible. I finally arrived into a zone where the growling couldn't be heard. I thought I was safe until I saw a big screen with the flight's information and current time. International Airport. Local time 1:67 a.m. Flight 127. Gate 21. Departure 2 a.m. Wait, 1:67 a.m.? I thought to myself, the place looked different. That's when I realized the big screen with information, a lot less chairs, and a lot more open space. Airline stands. Oh no. I had accidentally wandered outside the mall. I felt a cold breeze again.
If you are seeing this video, chances are you have applied to become a supernatural hunter. If this does not apply to you, you are safe to click off this video and go on with your life. But do keep an orange on you at all times. Now, if you do not want to become one, and you have applied, don't comment on this video. Anyone who does will become a hunter, unless they are exempt. And if you are exempt, I will reply stating reasons as to why. If you are accepted, I will send you a letter with 2 to 3 personal rules from your file that will keep you safe. Now, let's get into the actual rules. 1. Never take care of an entity with a higher class than yours. The classes are F, E, D, C, B, A, S, double S, triple S, and triple S plus. F, E, and D entities aren't dangerous to populations, so you will always start as a Class C hunter. Entities with a higher rank are stronger, so if you challenge the wrong one, you might as well be dead. 2. If you hear a ringing in your earpiece, an emergency call has been placed by a civilian or a lower level hunter. You will only hear it if your class is above or the same as the entity. Immediately go to the source. You will know, and remove the entity from existence. If you do not, refer to Rule 3. 3. If a higher class entity attacks you, press the purple button on your earpiece. Don't press the green button. The purple button is the source of the emergency call, and higher level hunters in your area will be notified and will come aid you in removing its existence. If hunters don't come to your aid, or they can't help, refer to Rule 4. 4. If you come to this rule, You fucked up differently. But there is one way to save you. Press the green button on your earpiece and acknowledge your mistake. This will call one of three things. If you've been injured, you will be either transported to a hospital or put down. You've been marked if we put you down, and you are a danger to other hunters because of the killer mouse. If not, an organization will come to your aid shortly. I've been in contact with some of them, but I won't refer to names. If they don't come to your aid, you will see a 6'2" tall metal man with blue glowing eyes, metal spines coming from out of his back, a hole in his head, and a feeling of dread when you feel his aura. This is the one writing to you, Entity 0, the creator. I don't know why I'm saying his name, because it's me. I will save you, but for punishment of distracting the creator comes with 2 weeks docked pay. And if you press the green button, not in a life or death situation, death by the creator. 5. Look at other videos on this site. They contain the most likely dangers not in your area. You sense dangers in your area. The bigger the area, the higher class you are. You shouldn't do anything unless you pass through that area on your way to your area from anywhere. Alert a hunter in that area, or contact an organization, or me. There will be no punishment for this one, because you will contact them from a phone number, not a distress call. 6. If you ever see a tall mouse, 5'2", anywhere, refer to Rule 4. It is the killer mouse. You cannot save yourself from it. The rules for that have not been deciphered, and it should be posted by the UDA. Don't follow if they haven't. I'm working with them to get the rules. You won't be punished for using Rule 4. The killer mouse is my creation, and I will immediately come to your aid in this situation. To ensure this, press an orange button before referring to Rule 4. That will notify me. 7. If you reach Class S Hunter level, start responding to green button calls from your area. Reach Class SS and respond to any. Your help is needed urgently there. Failure to respond to a green button call will result in death by the creator. I will always know when you don't. 8. There is a red button on your suit or earpiece if you don't have a suit. This is the true last resort. If an entity nobody can deal with attacks your area, it will either do one of two things. If your area is corrupting due to the power of the entity and is not being attacked by it, you will pass out and wake up in a new area. That is your area now. Your former one cannot be saved. If it is being attacked, your body will explode with force. The entity will be removed from existence, but so will the hunter and the whole area. Neighboring areas will be corrupted at this point. 9. Death is not an escape. If you get caught, don't let them take you dead. They will get their boss from whatever dimension they come from. If you do this, every hunter near your area will need to refer to Rule 8. 10. Glitches in your area mean a high-level entity is being dealt with by me. Evacuate the area. Do not return until you hear a voice in your head saying your area is clear. If you hear it through your earpiece and still go, you will be killed and taken by the other entities there. When they get the chance, you will be killed. You will be taken. Your hunter co-workers anywhere near you will have to refer to Rule 8. 11. If you have received a call from the emergency number in your country, accept. It is the local authorities calling you to deal with a supernatural hunting someone. You will always be a higher class than it, and you won't receive a call like this until you are at least Class B. 12. Always keep an orange on you. The killer mouse hates oranges. If the orange withers away and disintegrates, refer to Rule 6. The mouse has noticed you. 13. If you have been marked, you will become violent to anything, entity or hunter or civilian you come across. Refer to Rule 4. Failure to comply means you have chosen to defect to the other side, and you will see the killer mouse, except he will befriend you. At that point, the ways to safely deal with you will make sure you always regret your decision. 14. If you are attacked and can suddenly fly, you are dead. But you get lucky. The entity would have eaten your body and not notified its higher-ups. You are still in existence. Take a moment to enjoy your good luck. And you still need to go to calls in your area. You can link your power to another hunter. This will always give them a power boost to go up to the class 1 higher than them. And in rare cases, the class 2 higher than them. That's how Slinky-Eyed Bob managed to become a Class S hunter. I hope you are glad to start your new work. Your starting pay will be £125 per hour, increasing by £20 to £25 per hour every class increase. Every moment you exist counts as work, and so the pay can equal millions a year easily. Just remember, you will know the entities on your side and theirs. Their side has a lot of evil energy, even civilians can sense. It will be too easy for a hunter like you. Keep in line. We can't lose this war. And you don't want to find out what happens if we do. If you see this video, you have most likely been exempt from the Hunter program, one way or another. It is fine. There are a lot of jobs related to destroying entities. This one will not have you doing any fighting, but rerouting purple and green button calls in your state or county. You will have 4 to 10 areas to manage. No more time for small talk. You need to know the rules. It's a lot more dangerous being a caller than a hunter. 1. Always have a candle burning in your room. There are candles that burn indefinitely, and I have placed one in your office. Lose it and you're out $150. If it goes out, refer to 1A or 1B. 1A. If it goes out and your office is black, refer to Entity 0 Frame Rule. Frame rules are a thing with callers, so there is an entity frame to allow them to happen. 1B. If it goes out and the office is any other color than black, grab the crucifix from under the table and yell, "Thou who has invaded shall be expelled." This will make the demon go away. Black means a Class S plus entity. Anything else means demon. 2. Always have an orange on you. I know I have mentioned oranges 3 times in the past 2 weeks, but there's good reason. Refer to the hunter rules to know what to do. The green and purple buttons are on your desk. 3. You must keep a cat at the office. I don't care what cat, but there needs to be a cat. Failure in this will trigger a 1A event. 4. You must have a sanity measuring machine in the office. If it breaks, refer to Entity 0 Frame Rule. 5. If your sanity ever reaches critical levels, move to under your desk. There will be a blanket and a pillow. Go to sleep. You will wake up at 6 a.m. and have a fully replenished sanity level. Failure to do this will turn you into one of them. We don't like them. 6. Keep a logbook on your desk. These rules are the first ever rules, so I don't actually know what can happen apart from what is mentioned. Keep us updated and we'll keep you alive. 7. If a painting ever jumps out of the painting, refer to Rule 5. The paintings are normal in the office. 8. If the office looks off, like the desk is somewhere else, or the candle is green, not orange, exit the office. Wait 30 minutes and re-enter. If it is still off, refer to the Entity 0 frame rule. 9. If your cat ever wanders out of the office, you have 35 minutes and 4 seconds to find them and bring them back in. Failure to do this will result in the candle snuffing out by itself. And if the color turns blue, we cannot help the blue offices. Sorry. 10. Make sure you have food for that day, always in the office. You are only allowed 16 minutes out of the office, unless you are looking for your cat. Failure to come back in time will result in the candle snuffing out by itself, and the office turning blue. 11. You will receive packages for hunters. Get the packages to the right hunter within 2 days of the package coming into the office. The packages will alert the office into what you are doing. Failure to do this will have unexplainable consequences. Entity 0 frame rule. Grab the entity frame and throw it at the candle. The candle will snuff out if it isn't already, and the office will turn red. It is recommended to close your eyes, as the light is bright but won't cause permanent damage. Once you have done that, refer to Rule 5. You will wake up in your bed at 8 a.m. and will be provided a new office. Thank you for observing the first draft of the office callers rules. They are subject to change based on what callers find that we do not know of. Starting pay will be £120 per hour and will keep going up the more time you spend in the job. Stay alive for 5 years and you'll be forced to retire to a life of luxury. It is a gratitude from Entity 0, the creator, for your devotion to winning this war. Never enter someone else's office, or an office if you're not a caller. You will be removed from existence. Well, the title is self-explanatory. You wanted to play a game, and in your quest for entertainment, you have almost sealed your fate. What an idiot am I, right? Well, I can't really say anything because the damage is done. So I'll help you, I guess. Everyone gets one, right? There are 2 games, each with their own dangers and their own opponents, and you best know what to do if you want even the slightest chance of survival. Game 1. This is Game 1, the easier of the 2 games, purely because of the opponent. Your opponent is Entity 0, the creator. You know who this is, and you know the capabilities of your opponent. Rule 1. Get a circle of salt. Draw an X in the middle with orange chalk, and put an orange in the middle. This is so you don't play Game 2 by accident. Rule 2. You will hear some unexplainable sounds. Do not fear. Your opponent is arriving. Be prepared for glitches as well. Rule 3. The game is a game of attrition. You need to survive. For each game, you will have your latent abilities increased. Your opponent will try to kill you. Survive to win. Rule 4. You may see glitches. Your opponent is near. You will have 3 weapons of your choice. Incapacitate your opponent before they kill you. Rule 5. If you survive 24 hours, you win. If not, well, you'll probably have a new name as a number. The creator does need ideas for new creations. Now, the first game is a mercy. You're against the guy writing these rules for you. If you really do not value your life, the rules of the second game will be below this. Your opponent is Entity 365, the killer mouse. And trust me, you will know the difference between pure evil and pure neutral. Rule 1. Make a circle of salt. Write a Y in red chalk and place an apple in the middle. Anything different will result in failure from the start. Your latent abilities will be the same, and the mouse will have the advantage. You do not want that. Rule 2. You have an advantage. You have 7 days to prepare by any means necessary. The most effective is Entity 0 level cybernetic enhancements, but anything will do. Rule 3. When the game starts, you will see the killer mouse. Don't worry for now. He cannot hurt you yet. To acknowledge your place in the game, you will have a war horn. Blow it and you will play Game 2. Alternatively, If you don't blow the horn, the mouse will go away, and the game will end. Your latent abilities will be normal again, and you can live your life as normal. The mouse is evil, but it is also fair. Rule 4.
Oh dear God, you blew the horn. Well, I gotta help you now.
You will walk with the mouse to an area of your choosing. You can have a conversation with it if you want. It is quite talkative in this stage, and will be friendly until you reach your desired area. Rule 5. When you have reached your area, the mouse will melt into a black liquid, which will make a 250-foot circle. If you look in front of you, he will be staring at you with a grin. Do not acknowledge the melting. It states you are unready, and he will kill you then and there if you're unready. Rule 6. This is a different game. This is a no-holds-barred deathmatch. The mouse will be going all out, but with your boosts, you should be able to at least give it a good fight. Rule 7. The mouse cannot be killed. You will need to hold out and stay alive for 25 minutes. The black liquid will form into a timer and will start at first movements. Also, if you go out of the initial circle, you automatically lose. Rule 8. The stakes for this game are massive. If you win, you will have 3 wishes of your choosing, and only 3. Don't try to get smart. The consequences of losing will be dire. He will absorb your power and gets a 100% if you lose with enough strength for a chance of winning. At that point, he could even beat me. We do not want that.
I will destroy every single thing your pathetic brain can even fathom exists. Come play your game. You wanted this.
Rule 9. Remember that it is at 84% completion. Destroy any black orbs you see in the circle. The mouse won't leave the circle either, so don't worry about any showing outside. The only thing I can really say about the mouse's power right now is it has the power of initial Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I know I shouldn't be mentioning anime while trying to keep you alive and not in a demon's body. But check his feats. The mouse has 2% lower level of feats than him. Rule 10. After this game, grab a crucifix and chant, "The defeat of the demon requires the cleansing," twice. You have been marked by the mouse, and this is how you get rid of it. If it fails, you'll feel dread, and then you'll be dead.
The idiot actually thinks a simple crucifix can stop my rampage. I will get my vengeance and destroy everything ever to exist, like I was made to. Who cares about some creator? I don't, and I will show him when I get my completed form and give the universe a reign of terror. Even Satan would shit himself too, while cowering and crying in the boiler room of hell.
That is it. Whatever game you play, you up by playing it. Well, all I can say is good luck. You might need it. Hello. You know who this is. And I have another set of rules because of a newer entity of mine. I really shouldn't keep making things that want to kill other things so badly. But I'm way past that now. I'll give you a little description. This is Entity 372, the Bloodbird. Pretty much if the mouse could fly and manipulate blood. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend fucking with this one at all. Now, let's get to the rules. 1. You will know that Entity 372 is near when the sky turns red and the rain turns into blood. It is human blood. 1A. If it is not human blood, or the color of the sky is not red, refer to Rule 2. The Bloodbird will perch on the highest point in the town or city it goes to, and will start corroding all man-made buildings. We recommend making a second home out of a hole in the ground, specifically for Entity 372. 3. You mustn't worry about anything else, even if you come face to face with the killer mouse.
That bastard Bloodbird is too strong, even for my powers.
For this reason, too, we do not recommend taking your orange with you either. There's a reason for the term blood orange. 4. If you get noticed by Entity 372, you have 3 options depending on the color of Entity 372. 4A. Entity 372 is red. You need to recite in the ancient creation dialect your wish to survive and be given a second chance. Entity 372 thinks all mortals should be dead, so prove you don't. 4B. Entity 372 is blue. Refer to Rule. It's too dangerous to recite the language at this point. 4C. Entity 372 is green.
It shouldn't be green.
Either this is a glitch in the timeline, or Entity 372 is getting stronger. And you better hope it's the first one. Unless you want good old Entity 0,
the one who's helped you survive until now, on a wall with a blood eagle chest. 5. When you notice the corrosion, make your way to the natural house you made. Sit in it and pray to any god you worship. It doesn't find you on the hunt. 6. If any blood drips through the ceiling of your house, refer to rule Entity 372 has found you. 7. If you see any other entities that want to kill you, refer to the Bloodbird Protocol after Rule. Trust me, it's pretty easy to pull off. Rule 8. You should never be outside in the case of a hunt. If you are, refer to Rule. Now, let's get on to some special rules. Refer to my last rules to know about the second game. Rule: Entity 372 is about to murder you spectacularly. Well, I mean, it's called the Bloodbird. What did you expect? Anyway, refer to the rules on the second game. The only way to get out this far in is play the second game with Entity 365, the Killer Mouse. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. The Bloodbird Protocol. Well, it isn't Entity 372 trying to kill you. That's actually surprising. Assuming you know the ancient creation dialect, tell the Bloodbird in that dialect that one of its masters is here. Entity 372 hates anyone considered a master, and will come to your aid. It will also spare you for helping it find a master, so there's no need to refer to Rule. Oh God, I can't even believe I've had to write these. Well, you lot need to stay safe. I don't know how much longer till it can beat me. Henry and the Mouse, good luck.